2017's biggest Apple leaks: iPhone X, Apple Watch Series 3, HomePod, Apple TV 4K, and more. With the year quickly drawing to a close, now is an opportune time to reflect on the biggest Apple rumors and leaks of 2017. Many new products released by Apple this year were widely rumored in the months leading up to their introductions, including the iPhone X, iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, Apple Watch Series 3, Apple TV 4K, HomePod, and new iPads. We even had an advanced look at software features like Animoji. 2017 was a particularly interesting year for Apple rumors given leaked or prematurely released versions of iOS 11 and HomePod firmware contained references to several products that had yet to be announced. While not every rumor proved true, much of Apple's roadmap this year was revealed ahead of time. We've rounded up some of the most notable rumors and leaks of the year, primarily focusing on information that proved to be accurate. 2017 in rumors: iPhone X. iPhone X is so radically different that rumors about the device began to surface all the way back in early 2016, so we'll start with a primer. The first report about Apple's plans to release a high-end iPhone with an OLED display this year came from Japan's Nikkei Asian Review in March 2016, roughly a year and a half before the iPhone X was unveiled. In the same month, DigiTimes revealed the device would have a 5.8-inch display, and KGI Securities analyst Ming-Chi Kuo said it would have glass on both the front and back sides, a metal frame, wireless charging, and facial or iris recognition. By April 2016, the device was being called the iPhone 8. Barclays analyst Mark Moskowitz said it wouldn't have a home button. iPhone X renders from June 2017 via Drop News in May 2016. Daring Fireball's John Gruber heard early scuttlebutt suggesting the device would have an edge-to-edge display, with the front-facing camera, Touch ID, and other sensors hidden under the display. The information provided to Gruber wasn't entirely accurate, but he was on the right track. Rumors continued to surface about Apple removing the home button and adopting facial or iris recognition in lieu of Touch ID. In September 2016, Kuo said stainless steel would likely be Apple's metal of choice for the iPhone X's frame, with slightly curved 2.5D cover glass on top of the display, as used since the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. Rumors also began picking up about the iPhone X having a vertically aligned dual-lens camera with dual optical image stabilization. iPhone X part leak in June 2017 reveals vertically aligned dual-lens camera by the end of 2016. Several reports had claimed Apple would release a trio of new iPhones in 2017, including the all-new 5.8-inch model and updated 4.7-inch and 5.5-inch models to replace the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. The first iPhone X rumors of 2017 lent credence to the device having a stainless steel frame, facial recognition, and support for inductive charging, rather than RF-based over-the-air wireless charging from Energous. February was a busy month for iPhone X rumors, with the device said to have 64GB and 256GB storage options, 3GB of RAM, no Touch ID, a higher capacity 2-cell L-shaped battery pack, and a revolutionary front camera with 3D facial recognition that we now know as the True Depth system. Around that time, we also learned the device would have a starting price of at least $1,000 in the United States. In March, KGI Securities analyst Ming-Chi Kuo dismissed a rumor about the iPhone X having the USB-C connector, noting that it would still have a Lightning connector with support for fast charging via USB-C power delivery. In late March, analysts at Barclays said the iPhone X would have a True Tone display that shifts colors based on ambient lighting. In April, we saw the first schematic of the iPhone X's sensor housing, more commonly known as the notch. The notch houses the front camera, an infrared camera, a flood illuminator, a dot projector, a microphone, an ambient light sensor, a proximity sensor, and an earpiece that doubles as a speaker. Rumors about Apple placing Touch ID on the back of the iPhone X persisted into May, but they ultimately proved to be inaccurate. Also in May, We learned the device would have louder stereo speakers. June was filled with the first iPhone X part leaks, mock-ups, screen protectors, and dummy units that all pointed towards the device having an all-screen design except for the notch. Mac rumors also saw hints of the iPhone 8 showing up in web analytics, suggesting Apple was testing the device internally. July saw both KGI Securities analyst Ming-Chi Kuo and Bloomberg confirm that Face ID would fully replace Touch ID on the iPhone X. Perhaps the biggest iPhone X leak to date came in late July courtesy of Apple itself. Shortly after the company accidentally released an internal version of firmware for its upcoming HomePod speaker, developers uncovered a glyph of an iPhone with an all-screen design except for a notch at the top. iPhone X glyph from leaked iOS 11 Golden Master. The HomePod firmware proved to be a goldmine for iPhone X leaks, revealing the device's infrared face detection, tap-to-wake function, split-up status bar, 4K video recording at up to 60 fps, Face ID compatibility with Apple Pay, suppressed notification sounds when looking at the screen, and much more. Despite so much of the iPhone X being revealed in the HomePod firmware, August still saw some fresh leaks, including a photo of the device's A11 Bionic chip. Japanese website Makutakura also reported that the iPhone X's inductive charging ability would support transmission of up to 7.5 watts of power. As if the HomePod firmware leaks weren't bad enough for Apple, Macrumors was anonymously provided with download links to a final version of iOS 11 in early September. The software update contained several unredacted references to unannounced iPhone X hardware and software features. Macrumors uncovered iPhone X screenshots within the iOS 11 file system that showed off the new gesture-based home screen indicator. There were also hints that the elongated side button, previously known as the sleep-wake button, could be held to activate Siri or double tap to bring up the Apple Pay wallet. The Golden Master of iOS 11 also referenced the Face ID name for Apple's facial recognition system, True Tone support, a collection of new iPhone X wallpapers, and Apple's new portrait lighting feature, including the contour light, natural light, stage light mono, and studio light options. Within the iOS 11 file system, we also found a video file showing 4 different Animoji characters, including a monkey, cat, dog, and robot. The discovery made it clear that Apple had been working on animated emoji that could presumably be controlled with the iPhone X's then-rumored facial recognition system. The iOS 11 Golden Master soon made its way into the hands of some developers, who continued to make discoveries, including technical details about the A11 Bionic being a 6-core chip with 2 high-power cores and 4 low-power cores. The Golden Master also contained a device tree that confirmed the iPhone X, iPhone 8, and iPhone 8 Plus names of Apple's latest smartphones. iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, originally dubbed the iPhone 7s and iPhone 7s Plus, rumors about the new 4.7-inch and 5.5-inch models first surfaced in March 2016. At the time, KGI Securities analyst Ming-Chi Kuo said Apple could launch new 4.7-inch and 5.5-inch sized iPhones with LCDs in 2017, with the iPhone X serving as a high-end option. Japan's Nikkei Asian Review said likewise in August 2016. Kuo followed up with a research note in September 2016 claiming the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus would feature aluminum frames sandwiched between glass on both the front and back sides, with stainless steel limited to the high-end iPhone X. 2 more research notes from Kuo in November 2016 specified that the iPhone 8 would have a single lens camera, while the iPhone 8 Plus would have a dual lens camera, and that both devices would support inductive charging. In late March 2017, analysts at Barclays said the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus would have a True Tone display. Kuo was back at it in March as well, claiming that the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus would retain Lightning connectors, but with newly added fast charging capabilities via the USB-C power delivery specification. In April, Apple's manufacturing partner TSMC reportedly began production of the A11 Bionic chip for the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. In August, Leaker Benjamin Geskin shared a photo of a bare logic board for the iPhone 8 Plus with pads etched on it for the A11 chip and an Intel modem for Wi-Fi and LTE. Apple Watch Series 3 heading into the Apple Watch's third year, speculation continued about the potential for the device's first major redesign. Just 3 days into 2017, however, Taiwanese publication Economic Daily News reported that Series 3 models wouldn't feature any significant design changes, with a focus on internal battery and performance improvements. KGI Securities analyst Ming-Chi Kuo also ruled out any obvious form factor changes. Meanwhile, in March, Wall Street analyst Christopher Rolland said Series 3 models would likely include a SIM card for LTE connectivity. He shared his information following a trip to Asia, where many of Apple's suppliers are located. Bloomberg also said Series 3 models would be available with a cellular connection in a report in August, nearly 1 year after it reported that Apple had hit a roadblock in adding LTE support to Series 2 models. Apple allegedly chose to delay adding the functionality due to battery life considerations. These rumors were essentially confirmed in late July, when Apple accidentally released firmware for its upcoming HomePod speaker that contained a reference to a code-named Apple Watch with an embedded SIM card. Then, just days before Apple's event, a final version of iOS 11 leaked to Mac. Rumors revealed an image of an Apple Watch with signal bars and a red digital crown, which essentially confirmed that Series 3 models would have cellular connectivity. The image also lent credence to a lack of design change.